Hi family, I hope you are well and that everything is going fine for you. I want to talk to you on this video about a story that's been going around on the social media for some time now. Some people are saying that Donald Trump, the USA president, is the liberator of Africa. Some even went as far as saying that God sent him to liberate Africa. Bear in mind that this video is merely my analysis of the debate, and if you don't agree with it, then please feel free to leave a comment or send me an email. Let's examine this subject a little more closely. First of all, Mr. Trump's main power base, his main supporters who voted him into power, are from the right wing of the political spectrum, and some say the far right. One of his staunch supporters who helped to put him into power is the Ku Klux Klan, the KKK. And we all know how the KKK feel about black people and Africans. In the past, the KKK lynched, killed, and did all sorts of horrible things to black people and Africans. Some say this is still happening to this day. Okay, looking at it logically from this angle, it is difficult to conclude that Mr. Trump is the liberator of Africa. But when he became the president of America, his policy and goal was America first. And it still is. What does this mean? It means that more of America's money and wealth will be spent in America to create jobs and improve the country, rather than outside the country. To put this in another way, this implies that there is less money for foreign war adventures and for oppressing and suppressing Africa and other third world countries. This is why Mr. Trump told Saudi Arabia to spend more money for its own defense and protection, because America is not going to do it anymore. He said the same thing to NATO countries such as Germany and France. It is little wonder why Mr. Macron, the French president, told the world that NATO is brain dead. The fact is, NATO cannot function without American money and military might. For example, France and NATO will not be able to handle the security situation in the Sahel region of Africa without the assistance of America. Regarding the United Kingdom, UK, well, UK have now left Europe. It is uncertain what the relationship is going to be between UK and Europe and between UK and America. Only time will tell, as these are still under negotiation and discussion. But UK leaving Europe have huge implications for the continent of Africa, which was carved up by Europeans into smaller countries for the purpose of colonization. UK is no longer on a moral high ground to tell any ethnic group not to secede from any country if they wish to do so. After all, UK seceded from Europe after a referendum, didn't it? Okay, back to the subject of this video. Mr. Trump also spoke about draining the swamp. The question is, who or what is the swamp? Well, Mr. Trump thinks that America's money and wealth is being drained away by some individuals in the American government whose allegiance is to NATO countries in Europe and their monarchs. In other words, their allegiance is not to the American government, so these individuals are the swamp he wants to drain away or weed out. What does this mean exactly? It means that Mr. Trump knows that American government is hijacked and controlled by the swamp, under the direction of Europe and this swamp owes its allegiance to NATO and European countries and their monarchs, and Mr. Trump wants to stop this, or rather, he is stopping this from happening. In a way, he seemed to have realized that America itself is also colonized and oppressed by NATO and European countries and their monarchs at the apex of power, just like Africa and other third world countries are colonized and oppressed by the same people. So, Africa and America are in the same boat, as the saying goes. Therefore, if NATO and European countries and their monarchs are no longer able to use America's money and military might to colonize and oppress Africa and other third world countries, then this is where Donald Trump is seen as the liberator of Africa. This, however, is the side effect or a byproduct of his policy and goal of America first. Repeat, America first and not Africa first. This then gives Africa in particular the opportunity to come together and develop technologically, industrially, agriculturally, and so on, so that Africa would be able to stand on its own feet and be in a position to compete and challenge and eventually lead the world. This opportunity will not last for a long time. So, Africa must grab this opportunity with both hands. But I can't at this moment see any African leader or leaders who can bring all the African countries together to start this developmental process. I hope someone will emerge soon. And how long has Africa got? Well, Donald Trump may be re-elected. I said may be re-elected for another 4 years, and after that, anything can happen. And the new leader could come in and reverse the policy of America first. So, it is very important that Africa starts its own developmental processes before any new leader replaces Donald Trump, because this opportunity is not likely to last very long. If there is any area that Africans should learn from the Europeans, then this is it. Europeans always eventually forget or ignore their differences and present a united front against their adversaries. Africans must learn as well to do this very quickly for all our sakes. Okay, my people, that's it for this video. If you like it, then subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. If you haven't requested for your free copy of our monthly magazine, Good Alternative, then do so immediately and I will send it to you via email or WhatsApp or Messenger. Just let me know which one you prefer. Okay, as always, look after yourself. I will speak to you again soon, and bye for now.